everybody, welcome to the channel. I'm Sam. Thanks so much for checking out my guitar and gear YouTube page. Today I want to talk about the difference between P90 pickups and single coil pickups. So I did a video a couple weeks ago, maybe last week, on P90s versus humbuckers, and I said in that video, which if you want to check out that video, it should be right there in the cards. I said in that video that P90s are structurally, they're a lot like, more like single coils than they are like humbuckers, but tonally when you are hitting them with overdrive and all that kind of stuff, they sound more like humbuckers. And so I want to talk today though about how they sound and feel a lot more like single coils when they're cleaned up a little more, and even when they hit lighter overdrive. But I was trying to think, how can I make this more of a fair comparison? And I think the only way to do that is to take my telecaster here and put that up against it, because this telecaster has Fender Custom Shop Texas Specials in them. And the Custom Shop Texas Specials are just, the output is crazy on them. So a normal Telecaster pickup is between 5 and 6K output. These pickups are at 10K, with I think the middle position at 8, where I think normally a middle position output on a Telecaster is like 4. So these pickups are aggressive, they're loud, they hit overdrive and distortion like a lot harder than normal, even normal Telecaster pickups. So I think it's going to be a little more fair comparison for single coils to be matched up with the P90s. So I want to do a compare and contrast, how these two guitars are similar and how they are different. I'm going to do it exactly the same way I did the last one. So I'll do bridge pickup back-to-back comparisons with, I'm going to put some overdrive on and then some delay on it, just so you can hear. I don't think I'm going to do a lot of clean unless I do some boosted stuff, but more overdrive kind of tones, because I want you to hear the difference between the single coil and how it attacks the overdrive versus the P90, because there's a little bit difference in the mids. But yeah, I want you to, so I'll do the bridge, then I'll do the middle position, then I'll do the neck pickup. All right, let's see how these two stack up next to each other. Alrighty, well hopefully you could tell from that those sound samples the difference between P90 and single coil pickups. Even single coils that are rated at 10K that have a ton of output. The P90s just have something in the mid-range that rounds out the sound and pushes the overdrive even harder. Even though I think they're only like 7.5K output, like they just don't push it, or they push it as like way harder than the Telecaster even did. So the Telecaster ended up being more clear. It wasn't as distorted and overdriven as this is. This is a beast. It just drives everything like way to the crazy level. It's still clear, but when you put the same amount of overdrive on the Telecaster as you do on this drives it a ton more than the Telecaster even does. And I think that Telecaster drives amps and overdrives harder than other Telecasters and other Stratocasters. So I thought it was going to be a little more fair comparison, but it's still, these pickups are still loud. They're crazy. They're like a beast. And I love this guitar for that. If you want clarity, a little more clarity, a little more pop, a little more sizzle, I would go with the single coils, because these, although they're clearer than humbuckers for sure, when you start playing with a little more overdrive, they want to go a little harder, like a humbucker would, instead of like a single coil. So hopefully that was helpful for you. If you're looking for a specific kind of tone, and you're like, I want it to be clean and clear, and even when it's overdriven, to still feel like you've got a lot of your clean signal to it, the single coil is the way to go. If you want that more distorted, overdriven, harder rock kind of a sound, P90s might be the way to go if you still want some clarity. Or like the last video I did, if you really want to go for old school rock and roll, hard, heavy hitting stuff, then humbuckers are the way to go. Hopefully this video and the last one were helpful in understanding the difference between these pickups and how they adjust and how they deal with overdrive. All right, thanks for watching. If you wouldn't mind, comment, like the video, subscribe. It would help out a lot. Thanks for hanging out with me today.